Sometimes the past comes back to destroy you. And sometimes you come back to destroy it. Memorial Park is quiet tonight. Golden light, long shadows. A man sits alone on a weathered bench, calm, composed. Legal briefs spread across his lap like he owns the place. But he keeps touching one spot on his temple, an old scar, like it's a reflex or a warning. Then the piece snaps in half. 3 patrol cars roll up, doors slam, heavy boots crunch gravel. And one voice cuts through the evening like a knife. What do we have here? Detective Anthony Rodriguez walks up with swagger, like he's done this 1,000 times and never paid for it once. The man's breath catches, because he knows that voice, that walk, that predator confidence. Just readin', officer. His papers flutter in the breeze. Rodriguez leans in, eyes scanning the documents like he's already decided the verdict. Reading what? Drug deals? Gang codes? Then he says it, like a king claiming a throne. This is my park. I kept it clean for years. The man touches the scar again, and suddenly, handcuffs clamp around his wrists. Rodriguez grins, because he thinks this is routine. He has absolutely no idea what he just started. Rodriguez yanks him up. The suit jacket tears. Legal papers scatter across the ground like fallen leaves. Officer Brooks steps in, sneering. Nice clothes for a park rat. The man doesn't argue, doesn't beg, doesn't panic. He just looks Rodriguez dead in the face. I know exactly who you are. Detective Rodriguez. Rodriguez freezes. His smirk twitches just a little. How do you know my name? The man answers like he's reading from a file. The same way I know about your gambling debts, your excessive force complaints, your pattern of planting evidence. Every word lands like a precision strike. Then he goes for the jugular. And the same way I know what you did to that kid right here 10 years ago. A flicker of fear flashes behind Rodriguez's eyes before anger smothers it. Search him. Thoroughly. Rodriguez pats him down. Hands shaking, just enough to show the mask slipping. Then Rodriguez finds something. A small plastic bag. White powder. Well, looks like our scholar likes his powder. The other cops nod automatically. They've seen this play before. They know their lines. But the man? Still calm. He just watches Rodriguez, like someone who waited a long time for this moment. See you Monday morning, detective, under very different circumstances. Rodriguez's blood runs cold. Because how does this random suspect know his Monday schedule? Rodriguez calls for backup like he's trying to outnumber destiny. A veteran supervisor arrives, Sergeant Helen Brooks. 20 years on the force, 0 tolerance for questions. Her loyalty runs deep, and her memory runs shallow. You got ID? The man nods toward his inner jacket pocket. Rodriguez pulls out a hand-stitched leather wallet, Italian, expensive. The kind that screams, this person is not who you think. Inside, heavy limit cards, and a business card. Rodriguez reads it out loud, like he just won. Honorable Samuel Morrison, Supreme Court Judge. Brooks grabs it. The seal catches the light. Deep embossing, professional printing. If it's fake, it's a serious fake. But Brooks crushes it anyway. After we verify these bogus credentials, they're not bogus. Rodriguez laughs louder. Every drug dealer's a judge these days. And while they mock him, The man is memorizing everything. Badge numbers, license plates, body cam timestamps. Because every detail is evidence now. And every lie is about to meet its receipt. Central booking smells like disinfectant and desperation. Rodriguez escorts him through steel doors that lock with finality. The sound echoes like a career ending. They process him like just another caller. Wallet, keys, a pen worth more than a month's paycheck. Then Rodriguez discovers another baggie, like magic. Look what our judge forgot to mention. The man doesn't blink. That wasn't there before. Rodriguez smirks, but something in the room shifts, because innocence usually looks frantic. This man looks prepared. Then the fingerprint scanner comes out, and this is where the universe stops playing. At 11:47 p.m., a federal alert blinks red on a screen in Internal Affairs. Detective Ashley Wong reads it once, twice. Then her blood runs cold. Samuel Morrison, Federal District Court Judge, appointed 3 years ago. Sealed background, highest clearance. The man in cell 12 isn't a fake. He's a federal judge. And Rodriguez just arrested him for drugs, with evidence that looks freshly planted. Wong pulls Rodriguez's personnel file. 15 years, dozens of excessive force complaints, settlements, no prosecutions. A pattern emerges. Young black men, isolated locations, planted evidence, witnesses who disappear. Then an officer texts her. Can't sleep. Something felt wrong about tonight's arrest. Wong calls her in, because this can't wait until morning. Federal clearance unlocks sealed history for authorized eyes. Wong opens a medical record from 10 years ago. Memorial Hospital. Emergency admission. Victim, Samuel Morrison. Age, 17. Assault. Multiple fractures. Internal bleeding. Critical. Attending officer report? Detective Anthony Rodriguez. Same park. Same detective. Same victim. 10 years apart. Wong stares at the screen like it's staring back. Rodriguez didn't arrest a random man. Rodriguez arrested the kid he tried to kill, who survived, and came back as the judge. Wong makes the call to the U.S. Marshals. The voice on the other end doesn't sound surprised. They say they've been monitoring. Then they give Wong the kind of order that changes your life instantly. Do not alert local command. Do not alert the arresting officers. Document everything. Wong hangs up knowing one thing. She's not just investigating corruption. She's standing in the blast radius of a federal takedown. Morning comes. Judge Morrison sits at a metal table in orange detention clothing, hands folded like he's already in court. Rodriguez walks in with fake confidence. Let's make this simple. Admit to the drugs. Confess to identity fraud. Morrison studies him. You don't remember me at all, do you? Rodriguez leans back, dismissive. Should I? You all look the same after a while. Wong flinches, and the recorder catches everything. Morrison begins. Memorial Park, 10 years ago, 9:47 p.m. Patrol Unit 247. Partner, James Walsh. Rodriguez's hands start to shake. Morrison shows scars across his palms. Defensive wounds. From trying to protect my face while you and Walsh took turns with batons. Rodriguez denies, but Morrison keeps going. Broken ribs. Ruptured spleen. Left for dead. Then Morrison drops the timeline bomb. Hospital records show I was admitted at 11:23. Your report says you found me at 11:45, 22 minutes after I was already in surgery. Rodriguez goes pale, because that lie just became math, and math is undefeated. Monday morning breaks gray and cold. Rodriguez walks into federal court thinking he's a witness. Brooks, remember the story. They sit in the witness section. The bailiff calls it. All rise. The Honorable Judge Samuel Morrison presiding. Rodriguez stands automatically, then looks up and freezes like he's been shot. Because the judge walking in is the same man he arrested Saturday night. The same man he interrogated. The same man he left bleeding in Memorial Park 10 years ago. Rodriguez collapses into his chair. Morrison opens the case file with calm, absolute authority. United States versus Rodriguez, Brooks, Martinez, and others. Then Morrison pauses. Before we begin, I must address a potential conflict of interest. The courtroom leans forward, and Morrison says it, clean, controlled, surgical. This past Saturday evening, I was arrested by Detective Anthony Rodriguez. Gasps ripple across the room, and Morrison doesn't stop. Because this isn't revenge. This is evidence. Morrison signals the court. Play Prosecution Exhibit 47. The screen lights up. Crystal clear footage. Rodriguez approaching in Memorial Park. Aggression, the slurs, the force, the discovery of drugs. Then Morrison narrates the timestamps like a coroner describing time of death. 21:37 hours, evidence planted. 21:39 hours, claimed discovery. Rodriguez watches his career end in 1080p. Next exhibit, hospital records from 10 years ago. Then internal affairs audio from Sunday morning. Layer after layer. A decade of corruption becoming a single, unavoidable picture. Rodriguez's lawyer tries to call it a medical emergency. Rodriguez clutches his chest, panic wearing a costume. Morrison stays calm. Bailiff, call EMT. We'll recess. As Rodriguez is wheeled out, Morrison's voice follows him like a verdict. We'll resume tomorrow, Detective. I'm not going anywhere. Federal charges arrive like morning rain. Inevitable. Cleansing. Rodriguez ends up in federal custody. No bail. Brooks pleads to conspiracy. Martinez flips with immunity. Wong gets commended for integrity. Santos transfers into internal affairs. And the corruption case expands. Bigger than two officers. It becomes a network. Because when one rotten pillar cracks, the whole structure starts to shake. Judge Morrison returns to Memorial Park on a quiet Tuesday evening. Same bench, same shadows, but everything else is different. Better lighting now, community patrols, families eating dinner, kids laughing where screams used to die in the dark. An older man approaches, recognition in his eyes. He says his grandson got framed by Rodriguez years ago, lost a scholarship, lost time. And then he says something that hits deeper than any gavel. Your case gave him hope. Morrison feels something he hasn't felt in years. Not revenge. Peace. Because the system didn't magically become perfect, but it got forced to become honest. Morrison watches the sunset, gold over the park, full circle. Some scars heal. Some scars become strength. And some scars become evidence.